Hello, everyone. This is Scotch. This is Comic Book Hangover, and this is going to be kind of a long video. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can because I have, let's see here, books from this week right here. A few books from last week that I want to talk about. Only like 3 of those, so that's not going to be a big deal, but the bulk of this video is going to be my CodyCon haul, which is a few books. So we'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's talk about some of the books I picked up last week. Okay, real quickly, Batman number 102. So we're beyond the Joker War now. Batman is sort of getting used to his new status quo, where he doesn't have access to everything. He's settled his relationship with Catwoman. He's making amends with his new station in life, so to speak. And now you've got this Ghostmaker character who does have a connection to Bruce Wayne, and apparently knows that Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same person. So it's getting to be interesting. The level of I want to say the level of excitement isn't as high as it was with Joker War, but I'm still very interested in this book. I'm not even entertaining the possibility of dropping it from my pull list, which I'm actually really happy with, because usually with these sort of things, I'll lose interest in the book, especially if it's something like Batman that I normally don't read. I'll drop it shortly after whatever event it is that I'm interested in. So, but this is still a really fun, interesting book. And then we've got Mighty Morphin number 1. This is continuing from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 55. So now we're going to have Mighty Morphin, which will be the Power Rangers on Earth. And then you've got Power Rangers, which are going to be the Omega Rangers in space. I believe that's what this is. So the big hook for this book is there's a new Green Ranger, and we don't know who it is. He's very powerful. He hasn't said really anything. None of the Power Rangers seem to know who he is, although they are sort of dropping a hint that it might be Billy, because he knows more than he's letting on as far as who the Ranger is. It could be possibly Draken, although I think that's kind of a stretch, but still really fun. It kind of sucks to be starting over from number 1, but at least it's a different title and not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 1, which I probably would have dropped it with that, because I really hate first issues for long-running books. I set those over there. And finally from last week, Thor number 9, beginning the Prey storyline. Now I got to tell you, and I kind of caught a little bit of hell for this online. I'm not a big fan of Donny Cates. He does do some good stuff, I'll tell you. His run on Guardians of the Galaxy, anybody who's watched my videos for any length of time knows I loved his run on Guardians of the Galaxy. But his run on Thor, while it was interesting, it was new, it was different, it was also kind of boring. And it's also a good example, another good example of how whenever he creates a new character like Black Winter or Null, he has to change the continuity or the history of certain characters or certain ideas in the Marvel Universe in order to get his character to fit. So his character does not fit organically. He has to be shoved into the Marvel Universe, and I don't really care for that. The whole thing with Black Winter, I know people were excited about it, but none of it's over with. It was just kind of blah, it really was blah. And I was fully ready to stop reading this book. But in this one here, they bring back Don Blake, who was the human half of the Thor equation. We haven't seen him in years, and we find out where Don Blake goes when he would hit his cane and Thor would come out. We would see where Don Blake goes. So apparently they are two totally entirely different beings. So you have Don Blake, who honestly has gone quite insane and does not want to go back to the pocket realm where he goes. So Thor is stuck there. Loki has to deal with an insane and apparently quite powerful Don Blake. So this issue saves this book for me. So as I was saying, I was going to drop this series, but with this one, I'm going to at least go through this Prey storyline to see where it goes, because this whole thing has been really, really fun, really, really interesting. I've got these ones too to talk about. So those are the 3 books that I picked up last week. that I really wanted to say something about. So Thor, State of Execution on that. Mighty Morphin #1, a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the Power Rangers, definitely check it out. The other books that I picked up, these ones I ordered from Scout Comics. Now, Scout Comics, they do a nice variety of books. I actually have one of the books that I picked up years ago. I had no idea it was Scout Comics, but I picked it up at a convention. I like the art on it. It was like Shiver Bureau or something like that. The creator of the book was at the show, and I always like to get books from booths where the creators are there. Now they put out this book that I got in a Comic Tom 101 Mystery Mail Call called "It Eats What Feeds It," the first issue, and I loved the first issue. It was a really interesting book. It was enough to just kind of hook me, and so I wanted to get the second issue, and the third issue came out this week. So the problem was my LCS was having trouble getting that second issue. So I talked to them, and I was like, what are the chances of you getting this? Said if you can get it from their website, because I mentioned that to them, go ahead and do it. So that was last Wednesday. Thursday or Friday of last week, I ordered 3 books from Scout Comics, and they arrived on Tuesday. So very fast shipping, very well packed as well. So these books came in great condition. So what I got was It Eats What Feeds It #2. I think this is the second or third print of it. The first print is long gone, but I want the story. And this one, I'm gonna read the third issue, but with this one here, the ending of it, this was a holy hell, what is that sort of ending? And I love those endings, especially with books like this. So I'm gonna check out the third issue, and probably with that, I may end up adding it to my pull list because, man, those first 2 issues were really, really good. I grabbed this one, Everglade Angels, from one of my favorite creator ladies, Blake Northcott and Steve Lobdell, who's not one of my favorite creator ladies, but he's a good creator. I like him. But this one, group of chicks, this is probably in the 90s. I want to say this maybe in the 90s. It's pre-2000. Chicks that are on a baseball team. They're really good. They've got some weird liquid that makes them stronger or whatever. Sort of like quick acting steroids or something. They end up in the Everglades swamp bayou area and surrounded by some cults. So it's got a lot going on, but it's really interesting. I read it last night, and I think I'm gonna look for the second issue for this one and see where it goes. I'm not sure if I want to completely add it, because I do have I have a quickly growing pull list right now, so I got to be careful what I'm adding to it. But that first issue of Everglade Angels was definitely something worth checking out. I really enjoyed it. I like Blake's work. She's a very talented lady, and so I'm going to check out just about anything she does. The last one I grabbed, this is one I've been wanting for a while, Snow White Zombie Apocalypse. Now, the premise is pretty basic. It's in the realm of the fairy tale characters. You got Rapunzel, you got Prince Charming, you got the Little Red Riding Hood, and you got, of course, Snow White, and there's a zombie apocalypse. There's your premise. But the way it's told is really interesting. The weird thing is this is sold as a one-shot. It even says one-shot right on the cover, but it doesn't end. It's an open-ended one-shot, which means that they have the possibility of doing more. Now, this came out in October 2019, so it's been out over a year now, and I don't think I've seen anything about a continuation to it. I hope they do, because this was really good. I love the art. The pacing of the story was really good. I really did enjoy it quite a bit, actually. And if they do more, I'm definitely on board with it. So, moving on. The last thing that I picked up last week, I think I got this last week. I don't know if I talked about this yet. And as I've said numerous times, my LCS, they do these raffles where they, for every so many dollars you spend in the store, you get a raffle ticket, and they have up to 8 or 9 books that they give away. Put your ticket, name on your ticket, put it in the right box for the book that you want to try to win, and you may win something. So I go down there, and basically I take my little boy down there, and the last couple of weeks he's been the one choosing the books. It's really cool. We'll have a discussion, based on the covers, which ones we want to go for. And actually, we won one. This is Department of Truth #2, the Jenny Frison cover. I never read issue 1. I'm not really big on political comics, so I didn't read it. I may flip through this one, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice cover. I really do like that cover. So I've got that. Sorry if I'm sniffling. My allergies are starting to act up. It's that time of the year again. So it is allergies. All right. So moving on, before we wrap it up with the Cody Con haul, the massive Cody Con haul. Here's the books that I picked up this week in no particular order. True Believers. This week we've got more of the King in Black True Believers, and this first one here on the top of my stack is one I'm surprised they're doing as a True Believers. This is one I thought they would do and should have probably been done as a facsimile edition. This is Fantastic Four number 52, the first appearance of the Black Panther. Should have been a facsimile edition because he's kind of a major character now. They should have done it right, but there's nothing wrong with the True Believer. I'm not sniffing off at the True Believers because I love those. I've got probably close to 200 of them in my collection now. Next one up is going to be another True Believers. This is the first appearance of Valkyrie, reprinting Avengers number 83. And this one I like. I might actually be able to read this one now. The first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, Mighty Thor number 337. I have the original trilogy for this. It's nice to have one that I can actually take out and read. And going back to Scout Comics real quick, the next one on my stack is It Eats What Feeds It number 3, first print. I love this cover. Can't wait to dig into this one. Picked up Something is Killing the Children, number 9, second print. I am going to be getting variant covers and second prints of these books as I'm able to. I know it's a little late in the game to do it, but especially if they're going to do covers like this. I like this cover a lot, so this is great. So I'm going to be getting those as they come out. Of course, the big book this week was Punchline number 1. I grabbed this variant cover for that. Can't wait to jump into this one and read it. I really do like Punchline. She's one of my favorite new characters. Back at Marvel, they did this X-Men number 4 facsimile edition, which is pretty cool. I love I just like this cover, and the coloring on the cover is just great. From DC, Dark Knight's Death Metal Infinite Hour Extreme. I got it because I am a huge Lobo fan, and I had to read this one right away, and yeah, stuff about this one. We're not going to get into it this week. We're going to talk about it next week. Marvel Zombies wraps up with Marvel Zombies Resurrection number 4, although I'm not quite sure why they call this Marvel Zombies after the revelation of the 3rd issue. It's kind of weird. And finally this week, Power Rangers number 1. Now, this is kind of cool because, where's my Mighty Morphin number 1? There it is. These are the covers that I wanted to get because you have Mighty Morphin and you've got Power Rangers, and you can put them together, and it's a little bit of a collage cover, so that's kind of cool. But this one here, I did get a variant cover for. Just one. I'm trying to cut back on them, and that is the Peach Momoko Red Omega Ranger variant cover, because this is a sweet looking cover. So that's that. Now, let's talk about the books that I got from Cody Con. This little tiny stack of books here. Again, this is going to be in no particular order, although I think this first set of books is in numerical order because it is a sort of a mini series. Actually, it's a maxi series. It's 12 issues, and it is the Vision and Scarlet Witch. There's number 1, and these are all newsstand editions, so they will have a little minor things here and there on them, but overall they're in great condition. So we've got issue 1. I guess you know what's next. Issue 2. Which is nice. Number 3. I do actually like that cover a lot. There's number 3. Number 4. Scarlet Witch, Vision are having a baby. Very cool. So, not quite sure how that works. Vision and Scarlet Witch, number 5. That's a pretty nice cover there. And, of course, number 6. Probably my favorite cover for some ungodly reason this entire run. Number 7 with Toad, one of the most uninteresting characters that they've come up with that exists in the X-Men universe or family of books. But for some reason, I like that cover. Number 8 with Power Man Luke Cage. Can't go wrong with him. Number 9 with the Enchantress. I like that one too. Number 10. So we got some Inhuman action going on there. 11 with the spectacular Spider-Man in his black costume. And finally, number 12, which I think is the birth of her kids, which one of them becomes Wiccan, one of the Young Avengers or something like that. Then we grabbed Mighty Thor, number 437, just because it was like a $2 book. Why not? Then these ones actually have to be put in a specific order. Some symbiote goodness here. Venom, Knights of Vengeance. It's red foil cover there. You can't go wrong with that. I snagged this one because I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan, and this Knights of Vengeance miniseries had Vengeance in there, the anti-Ghost Rider at the time. I think about this time he was sort of like Venom, where he started off as a villain, where Venom was the sort of the anti-Spider-Man, Vengeance was the anti-Ghost Rider, and then he sort of became a vigilante. But for some reason, I did not get this one when it first came out. I think it was because at the time there were so many Venom miniseries coming out, I was just kind of burnt out on them, because there was like every week there was like 5 new Venom books out. And number 4, nice Ron Lim covers on all of them. And then I grabbed another Venom miniseries, Enemy Within. Now I have this issue, so this is an extra one. Or what I may end up doing is looking at the one I have in my collection and seeing which one is in the better condition, and that would be the one that's in my collection. This one I may hang up on my wall. This is a glow-in-the-dark cover, which is really, really awesome. But I never finished the miniseries on this one. I just got that first issue. So I've got now the second issue. Has Morbius and Demogoblin. And the third and final issue for that miniseries. The Demogoblin's always been one of my favorite characters as well. Then, moving on to 2099. There's 2099 Unlimited number 1. I thought I had this one. I thought I had 1, 2, and 7, but it turns out I just have 2 and 7. So this one fills in a small gap. So I have number 2 as already in my collection, and then with the set that I got from Cody Con, there's number 3. These the headliner for this series for the longest time was Hulk 2099. Here is number 4, number 5. So now I need to get number 6 because I have number 7. And we're almost done here. Again, let's put these in the proper order. Here's a Daredevil run because it's a neat looking run. This is Daredevil number 310. This is an Infinity War crossover. So you have the Daredevil doppelganger, which looks like a devil, and Calypso, who I was introduced to in the Spider-Man, the McFarlane Spider-Man series, the first 5-issue storyline where she took over the Lizard. So she's always kind of an interesting character. So I haven't taped these ones up yet because I am planning on reading these ones. So we've got issue 310, then 311, nice cover there. 312, because why not? 313. I actually kind of like that cover. That's pretty cool. 314. Nice Daredevil goodness there. And the last one in this run is issue 315. And it's kind of cool. I was looking through my boxes, and this starts at 310. I have, I think, 307, 6, 7, and 8. So I need to get 309, and then I'll have those. And finally wrapping this up, Young Avengers number 2 and Young Avengers number 1. I think this is there's a big deal book, so that one I might send in to get graded. So there you go. Those are the massive stacks of books that I got. I think I got this done in under 20 minutes, which if I did, I'm kind of impressed with myself because, you know, it's hard to do all these books and be under 20 minutes. So anyway, that's it. That's what I got this week. So everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my scruff. I'm still doing this No Shave November thing. So this is like not even 2 full weeks into this, and I've got all this nastiness on my face. So that's it. That's what I got. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel. I know I got a few more subscribers. We were out and about running, and I wanted to get this video done, so I didn't have a chance to write down the names of my new subscribers, but you know who you are. Thanks for joining us here. We do this every Thursday. Talk about my new books. I show off my new books. I talk about some older books, and just have a general good time with comic books because that's what they're all about. So that's it. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will see you guys next Thursday. So have a good weekend, stay safe, and stay healthy.